Yeah. Good job, mate.
Cool, so Chancey boy here is on a halter on lead because he can't be trusted off lead running around on muzzle. Even though he have a muzzle on, he still has his moments where he wants to go for other dogs, and given the fact that he's still quite a big powerful dog, he will still try to have a go at them and pin them or do whatever. So without a lead on, he's likely to cause a bit of a problem. So he's going to lead, and then now with a halter, you know, we've got full control while he's on lead. Like, he behaves very well on lead, and he actually performs a little bit better on a halter than he does a muzzle. It's almost like put a muzzle on him and he goes into that mindset of, okay, I'm on a muzzle, it means I'm a bad boy, I'm going to do, you know, bad things. Whereas when you give him a little bit of, you know, trust and put him on the lead and basically give him a bit more freedom, it's almost like he behaves that way, where he wants to do the right thing. And the biggest thing that he has going for him is the fact that he is a really big teddy bear. He just has a couple of, you know, naughty behaviours. So as far as the training goes with him, he really wants to do the right thing. He really is trying to be the best dog he can be. So that's a really excellent trait to have during the training process. It means that, you know, I can see, although there are some really big red flags that he's currently showing.
What does that look like, just for people at home, so they understand?
So I'll give you an example of yesterday. I just had him and Tilly, my dog Tilly, out, and he would be nice and calm like this, and then Tilly would come up and say hello, and he would sniff Tilly's ear. But then as soon as a dog turns their back or goes to walk away, he just pounces. And you know, he's going for the neck area, and he means to do a bit of damage. He stands, you know, to be the one of all of the dogs that, if given the chance, he would do the most damage. Just because of how powerful he is and how much he commits and puts his body on the line when he does have one of those moments. Which is why he was damaging his face with the muzzle on, because he's putting all his weight into it and launching headfirst into whatever he's doing. So he's a bit of a boophead, but he's such a soft teddy bear inside. Like, he really is a really gentle, snuggly personality, but he just has these moments of, you know, blowout. So as you can see now, with around all these other dogs, all he is absorbed in is the affection that I'm giving him. You know, this is what he wants out of everything else. Even with Nevaeh running around, if I'm sitting there telling him he's doing a really good job, that's all he hears. And even with all the distractions going on, he's still super responsive, you know, to whatever I'm saying. Everywhere I go, he's pointing his ears back at me. He's always taking note, and so they are really good qualities for a dog that needs to make a change as significant as what he does. So I do have, you know, hope that that trait will continue on and he'll be able to overcome these issues. As far as trust goes, right now with him, you definitely can't trust him at this point. Nope. So even just little things like that, good boy, mate, good boy. So there you go there, just a good example of the fact that it was not much, but for him, it's just a bit of posturing body language. And all I've done is say, no, don't enter into that. And straight away you saw his reaction was, I'm sorry, I don't want to, I'm not a threat. and this is the behaviour we're getting from him. So he really, like I said, wants to do the right thing, doesn't want to put a foot wrong. He's just really struggling with what his old behaviour was and how significant it was to now coming into this environment, and it's a big learning curve. Hey mate, are you having fun? Good boy, buddy, good boy.
So something like that, just for everybody at home, a lot of dogs posture, but obviously,
Yeah, a lot of dogs posture, but they don't have the issues that he's got.
yeah, so that is just the first step to what would escalate.
Yeah, so once he engages in, how a lot of dogs have a bit of a standoff, they might meet another dog at the dog park for the first time and they sort of freeze, stand strong and just staring at the other dog, and then one of the other dogs might soften, and so then they both start to soften and it might turn into a play, or it might turn into them walking around next to each other, standing tall, measuring how tall you are against me. But there's a lot of, room to maneuver and all sorts of stuff. With him, it's business time. So as soon as someone's posturing, he's straight into it. He goes, righto, we're doing this? Okay, let's go. And he goes straight to 100%, which is what the issues are with the fact that he's so big and so powerful. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, mate. Good boy, mate. Frankie, cut it out.
Yeah. Good run, Freddie.
Good boy, Freddie boy.
Well done, buddy. She's a fast runner, that Nevaeh. You did good, buddy. Good job.
Good
Well done. Good boy.
So with these kind of issues or these kind of behaviours, they carry significant consequence for the other dog involved, and obviously due to that fact they carry significant consequence for him if he was able to do it to another dog. So it means that the trust for him is going to take a lot longer than a lot of the other dogs that we see come through. Based on the fact that if he makes a mistake and relapses, it's going to be a significant issue. It's going to be quite a solid problem. Like I said, the promising thing about Chance, and I saw it also in Zach, the American Staffy, from day one. He has the same scenario of wanting to be a good boy.
And also Shadow, she was similar, wasn't she?
Yeah, Shadow was similar. She's different though. She was eager to please. She was eager to please. She wanted to do the right thing, but deep down, this guy is a really good boy. But hey, good boy, mate. He's a really good boy. But he's just been at a rough trot and somehow ended up the way that he has. So I don't know anything about his past, but he's obviously been allowed to get away with a certain behaviour. He may have been picked on by other dogs. I don't know what it is, but deep down he really wants to be a really good dog.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
He tries so hard.
He does, and I say this, with a lot of people might say, oh, there's heaps of good dogs out there, but this is different. Dogs can be well behaved, but they want to challenge you, and the way they challenge you are, very insignificant and compared to any of these issues. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that if given the chance, and I really think that he could be exemplary. I really think that he could really shine and become a very, very high-performing and very rewarding dog for someone to take him on and continue on the training. I have high hopes for him, to be honest. And it is very early days. Like it's a
Even though, you know, out of the 4 shelter dogs that we have with the significant issues, he has the most significant. The others are progressing very well.
The others are progressing very well.
Because of this innate quality in him, you can see.
But the others also don't have the desire to be as good as he is. I'll give you Molly, for example. She's completely different issues, and however, whenever she knows she's done something wrong, she goes into avoidance and runs back to wherever she knows, okay, if I sit here, I'll be out of the way, and rather than actually...
But then when you're not looking, she has a go at Roscoe.
Yeah, exactly.
Just so everyone knows at home what the
she'll
scenario
do it behind your
is
back,
with...
or she'll do it when she knows she can't be seen, but that's what I'm saying. When she knows I've caught her out, she doesn't come and apologise to me.
Right,
She avoids and disappears and goes, oh, well, I'll just go back here and I won't have any problems. But he wants to make it right with me.
Yeah.
He sits there and like direct eye contact and just like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, or I didn't realise. Like he really has that remorse.
Yeah.
Molly has none of that. Neither does Nevaeh. Nevaeh is just at, you know, top speed 24/7. Yeah. And you know, anytime you
on the Nevaeh note though, she's doing exceptionally well. She's having a good play, isn't she? Real well. She had a great time there with Freddie just then.
She's doing really well, and for her, totally different scenario. Like if there was a squabble to break out with any of these guys, she would be in there in a heartbeat. But that's because for her it's all excitement. Yeah. She doesn't have intent to really do anything with any of these guys. Obviously with Molly and her, there's a lot of history that you know they want to sort out. But
good boy.
Outside of it, she just wants to play. She wants to run, and she wants to let off some of this steam. And she's making some good friends.
Yeah.
But it's a bit different with this guy. He doesn't have that you know, desire to make friends with the other dogs. His sole energy and focus is at this point to make me happy and to impress me, which is what I'm trying to get across the line here with how amazing I think that quality is. If we can get past the intensity of the aggressive outbursts. Hey mate, what a good boy. Yeah, what a good boy. Yeah, well done. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. So even just having some of these dogs laying down and being vulnerable around him is a big step. You know, he was always had an agenda on who's the biggest, who's the toughest, anyone showing weakness and, you know, I'm going to pick on you. Anyone thinking they're the toughest, I'm going to pick on you. You know, he had all these issues that he just wanted everyone to know, I'm the biggest, I'm the strongest, and if I'm not, you know, I'm going to do everything I can to convince you.
And what's the secret with, because I know you've told me, but what's the secret between Chance and Nevaeh's friendship?
Yeah.
Because why does that work, you know, and nothing else does?
Yeah, I'll tell you why.
Because he's very tolerant of Nevaeh. She's so annoying.
But that's her
Who's annoying?
Because he did the same thing to her when I paired them up. The first time I got them out together, he did the same thing. He staunched up. He, you know, said that he's strong. Nevaeh just went, yeah, I know you're strong, but play with me. And he just ran around, and then he stood there and go, hey, I'm tough. And she goes, I know you're tough, play with me. Ah. And just did not care, did not take two hoots, and just all of a sudden he just went, yeah, you're fun. I'll play with you. You know, and they've been best mates ever since. Yeah. But this is what she does. She just wears the dogs down with her, you know, desire to just continue going. Like she hasn't stopped, she hasn't settled down. Like this guy's like, yeah, cool, we're relaxing. He's looking for a playmate right now. Sorry, she's looking for a playmate. But she's a very impressive dog as far as athleticism goes. So there's not many dogs that would be able to keep up with her intensity and her power. You know, some of the working dogs would be able to outrun her eventually, but as far as, you know...
So they'd probably get quite tired of her
Yeah. Most dogs would.
Yeah. Because
And-
they might not be able to keep up, and she just keeps bulldozing and
Yeah.
pushing you to play. Yeah.
Good boy, mate. Alright, should we keep walking? Good boy, buddy. Okay, come on, let's go. Come on. Good boy.
Miss Violet.
I love Violet.
You little sweetie pie. You little sweetie pie. Yes, and you're a sweetie pie too. You are. And you are too, Freddie. Good boy, buddy. Maggie's giving her a run for her money.
That's the same, you know how Maggie does her thing where she's a bit cheeky and runs alongside and tries to nip and growl on the side to push them off. Like her intention there is completely lost on Nevaeh. Nevaeh gives no hoots as to what she's trying to do, and then therefore Maggie all of a sudden goes, I like you.
Yeah.
You know?
We've got something in common here. Tilly and Lily. What you got, Tutu? What you got? What you got, Tutu? What you got, Tutu? Good girl, Tilly. What you got, Lily? You got one too?